Okay, that was fun.
Yeah.
So we are live. And hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Duncan.
I'm Andy Benson.
And hey, do I have a name under me?
Oh, you do?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I love this split screen. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Angel. How are you? We are enjoying getting our first show together and seeing how this all works to be on this Be Live TV. And we've got people here. How fun. Oh, I guess I can look at comments. Hi. There we go. Oh, now I can see comments. Last night when we practiced, I didn't. Hi, Christina. Hey, Bree. How are you? Okay, I love this. Andy, how are you? Angel wants to know.
I am doing great. How is everybody tonight? I know here in Montana, we're getting warm weather, so we should be hitting the 60s. So that's pretty exciting. You know, we had the fall spring, so.
Yeah. Oh, well, and here it's just a freezing 82. No, and I'm really good. Yesterday, if you were, I don't believe anybody that's on right now was here last night when we snuck in, and we went ahead and practiced, and we laughed a lot and had such a good time with the fans that were on. It was really fun to do that. And tonight, I think it would be a really good thing to tell some true kind of spooky stories. I think.
Oh, exactly. So, Debbie, what kind of stories do you have to share?
You know what? I think I'm going to tell ones from my family. You know, I get the stories all over. And, you know, for our new book, we got some really good ones. For you guys that don't know, you know, our latest book is, what is it? The Little Book of Big Evil. So it really tells about the experiences that people have had with the dark things that are out there. So we thought it was important to kind of map out some of those stories, not only for, you know, entertainment that we get to, you know, read these great stories, but to kind of tell what some of the entities that are out there. So we're waiting for one more important story to be edited, and then we're ready to go to press. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is going to be so fun. This has been quite the experience with gathering people's stories, and I want to thank every one of you that was able to do that. I know I have a few. There may be a few people here that are going to be joining us that did share a story, so we appreciate it very much.
Well, I don't think I'm going to tell the stories that I have in there of the dark stuff that I faced, but we'll probably save that for the book. But I have some really good stories about what happened to members in my family. So my family, they see ghosts see through, they see them solid. They've had experiences with dark things. And they're never like, you know, it wasn't like it was talked about when I grew up. We were fascinated with all this stuff and UFOs and things like that. But, you know, a lot of stories they kept to themselves. And of course, that when we're older, then we find out some of this stuff. So it's pretty good. I want to tell you that we have someone else that is going to be joining us, hopefully tonight. That will be on our Wednesday shows, and I'll let Andy talk in a minute about the Wednesday shows. and she will be helping to moderate and make sure that we're answering your questions and who wants a reading and things like that, so that we can kind of focus and concentrate on what we're doing, what we're talking about, and especially when we're doing readings, because definitely we want to do free readings and for you and answer a question. So please go ahead if you have a question to start posting that. But there's two things. We'd love to answer some of your questions about the paranormal or any experiences, help to explain any experiences that you've had that you're wondering about. And then also, if we select you for a reading, we'd love to know the question that you would like us to look at. So I think, Andy, we look at love and health and careers and all kinds of things. Actually, I'm going to take back health, because when anybody asks a health questions, I ask, can we do it in a private message? Because sometimes some personal information, really personal, comes out. But we look at love and all of that stuff, and we'd love to do some readings tonight. And so now, Andy, tell them about what we're going to be doing on Wednesdays.
So Wednesday nights, coming up pretty quick here. We are going to be starting the YouTube channel called The Psychic Life, and it'll be Debbie and I. So that's our big announcement, and we're very excited about it. This is something that we've been considering. I would say in the last few months.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will be moving on over to YouTube, getting subscribers, getting your guys' feedback, and sharing our psychic lives. So what we do in our work, and we keep it on, it's a very honest way of sharing what we do. And we're very excited about doing that.
I'm still going to be probably here on Fridays doing free readings, because I love my Facebook followers and I want to keep that up. But the thing about Wednesday that is going to be unlike anything that you've seen, and we're hoping to bring maybe one third member of a medium, a really good medium, in with us. And we'll be doing some free readings on that too, all three of us. But what we're going to be doing, you'll get to come in and watch us work. Now, I do readings, of course, and I also work on a lot of missing persons cases, a lot of homicides. So I'm going to be talking about the cases, so forensic mediumship and remote viewing and all kinds of great things like that. And then the other people that are involved will have their things that they're working on. So we're going to actually be talking. I'll be asking Andy if he can help me out with a case. So we have a missing person, or what's new about the readings that we've been doing, things like that. So it's going to be seeing how we work. And I don't think anybody's doing that. So I think it's going to be really fun to watch, and we're going to be answering questions and doing interviews. So I just had Kevin Lee Andy, you don't know this, Kevin Lee just sent me a message, and he is writing a book on a way of mediumship where the spirit, the ghost, draws or paints something without any human touch. You know how we do automatic writing? Well, the spirit writing, but we're holding the pen. This is where, here's the paper, and I have to find out more about this. And it actually paints or draws on the paper. So he just kind of threw that at me. Hey, if you want me to do an interview with you about this, just let me know. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of that. He said there's only 3 people in the world that do this. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that facilitate it. And, when I grew up, my family, my great aunt did cook at Harmony Grove Spiritualist Camp, and they had amazing things happen. Like they did spirit photography, which we totally have to do. And they took pictures of people, and then they took the, like Polaroid or whatever it was. And then they had a picture and they put it in the Bible in a certain place. And they'd take it out later and there'd be like people around them. And I never got to see that. But my girlfriend went and had the picture. You guys know the aura pictures. I know that they've kind of debunked that on online, but nonetheless, she had a picture of her aura taken, which was very interesting. And she put it away, like she put it in the Bible or something. And then she called me one day, months and months and months later, and she said, "You got to come see the photo." And I go, "Okay." So I just drove over her house, and she pulled it out and said, "Look." And I go, "Since when have you had long hair?" My girlfriend's hair is short, always short. And in the picture now, she has this long flowing hair down her arms. And I'm like, that isn't right. That was totally changed. Like she was a different person, and she looked like she was a young girl, and she's a little younger than me. And I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
So I need to get a picture so it can take me back in age, I guess. But that was amazing. Just crazy. So those, we're going to have interviews with people. We're looking for people. I know we have people that have UFO stories, and we'll be having them on. And totally, I have the craziest UFO story, but that's not a spooky story for today. But I have a great UFO story that I will be telling on a Wednesday. So we're going to get UFO people. And if you guys want a certain person for us to interview or a topic, you just write to us, and we'll be happy to talk about that stuff. And so we're looking forward to doing Fridays. And if Andy can join me with this great Be Live TV, we can hold up to 10 people on here?
11. Yep, 11.
Oh my God. So we're so excited to get this new software to use here, and but we'll be posting on Psychic Fixes and around the internet what we're going to be doing. But we are so jazzed to do this. So let's do our commercial. Gosh, we have our first sponsor on our first show. And so a shout out to the Checkered Lily Apothecary. And that is Kimberly Boshu's wonderful makeup collection. And why it so much has the vibe for our program is that she is I think her tagline is something about the uncommon makeup, because it is absolutely something a mermaid would use, or a witch. It is fantastic. And her Halloween line that she has on there was inspired by the spiritualist movement and the Salem witch trials. So you can go on there and she will have the neatest names and the neatest looks. She was featured in BuzzFeed. I went to look at her, and she has a 5-star on Etsy, and she's got 2,000 whatever reviews. So it's fabulous. She makes it herself. It's so safe, and safe glitter and everything. But if your look is either for the theater or costume or every day, she has something for you. And she also has on her Facebook featured people go on and use her makeup, and the lady right now that's on there has a lot of piercings and everything, and the most beautiful eye makeup. So do check out, and we thank Checkered Lily Apothecary for their sponsorship for our show. And we're excited to have sponsors, aren't we, Andy?
Yes, we are. Yay. I mean, I'm taking a look at all of her products, and of course, I don't wear makeup, but there's so much in there on her Etsy site here. and it's very reasonable. The pricing is very good. The descriptions. I mean, her shop has been favorited 3,578 times, so it's pretty popular.
Yeah, I actually have her eyeshadow, and her lip balm is wonderful. She makes everything, and she sends it in a beautiful package. And I'm excited that she chose to be our sponsor tonight. We're so blessed. Now, I think, are we ready to get going on some stories? You guys ready? So exciting. Look at Bree said, so exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Happy Friday, Paula. How are you? Bernice. Hi, that's one of my relatives. Oh, love that you're here. I love my family when when they come on, it's so exciting. And it's just so special. Let's see. I am going to give out today Hell Money. Can you guys see Hell Money? So we know what Hell Money is? Okay. It's Josh paper where the Chinese would send up, burn it or throw it up tied to an orange up in a tree to send the money up to heaven. And the missionaries said the word hell more than heaven. It's really heaven money, but because they heard hell, they call it hell money. So if you want any wishing money, the first 5 people that say, send me money, you can private message me after the show with your address, and I'm going to send you a 100 fake hell note. But it's pretty good. I got the real pretty ones. And my son was just in China. He got back about a week ago. And he says, some of them burn real money. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. I know. But you know what? It's only $1 for a cooked rat. I just looked at him like, you didn't eat a rat, did you? And he said, no, I ate a duck head, and it was really awful. I'm like, why did you eat a duck head? Because somebody's saying, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Oh, gosh.
You guys see the tarantula burger on Psychic Fix?
Yes. Just a glimpse of that. And, it's all curled up on the burger. And then
that crispy fried? Did you guys see it? I posted it. That was so. Who does that? Yes, I'll take a burger and top it with the fried tarantula.
And then pickle and onion and ketchup.
Oh no, you have to have the ketchup. Oh no. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe that's the adult Tide Pod. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Misty, you did see it.
It was nasty, wasn't it? It was just, it was so bad. Okay. And we're going to go ahead. Send money. Good. When we're all finished, Andy and I will get anybody who said they want send money. And we'll make sure that we private message you. Yes, Paula, you're getting some, and I will send it out to you. And we'll, I think we'll give a prize away at the end too. That'd be okay. Let's start. Let's do some spooky stuff. And we're still waiting for Jackie to get off work tonight. I can't wait till she joins us on. Jackie is graduated broadcasting school. Bernice, she's a relative of yours, and she lives back in Georgia, and she goes to all the spooky stuff. We've got Andy. You and I have to go to Savannah.
Oh,
we need to take some of the followers. Yeah. We need to follow each other to Savannah. They have seen the craziest things, going to those plantations and those big houses and stuff. One of my nieces was in a plantation home. And she was, how they have the drape things. And she was like, the docent's talking. And all of a sudden, like an invisible hands went like this behind her and swung her around.
Oh, wow.
And she's looking at another room. And she's like, what am I supposed to see? Like nothing was there. She's like, okay, but something grabbed me. She's like, her daughter or somebody grabbed her, swung her around like that. And she's like, oh my gosh. But she's also one that sees the people walking through her house all the time. And I said, do you talk to them? And she goes, oh no, I don't even do eye contact. And I said, are you kidding me? I'd be saying, hey, you come here. What's up?
Right.
Where are you from? So, but yeah, I don't get that part where we don't do eye contact and we're afraid. But it's a comfort thing, isn't it, Andy? You know, if they're not comfortable. Yeah, just like, yeah. So Larissa, hi, good to see you. How you doing? Yeah. We see you. We get this big pop-up. I don't know if you guys get to see the pop-up, but we do. And we get to like put Easter eggs and bunnies on it. There's a lot of features, a lot of fun stuff. Let's talk about, let's go ahead and talk about one of the things that's in the book, Andy. You know, the hooded figures?
Yeah.
And they're like black, like hollow nothings, but people see the hood, cloaked, right?
Yeah, cloaked figures. Yep.
Okay. Well, if we're it's Friday the 13th, so let's get a scary thing here. And now, you guys, everything that we're telling you is true stories, ones that we know happened to us, happened to family, friends. I mean, we are totally 100% trusting that these are real stories. And this one happened in the house that I grew up in. And in our book, we have stories about cloaked figures. And it was very strange. I was in a really old house in Ramona, California. And I was in the front bedroom and my sister was in the back bedroom. That house had freaking stuff happen all the time. My whole family, my dad, everybody would see like a ball of fire and it would chase my sister all the time into her bedroom. And we're just like, you know, like people talk about those. What are they called? Those balls of fire. Anybody know? You know, like the electric balls? You're sitting there and you don't know, Andy? You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? Hey, Cheryl.
Is it the kind from Goonies?
Ball lightning. I don't know what it is. It would chase my sister into her room and stuff. So weird stuff happening all the time. Well, what happened to her is she was laying in bed and one night and these hooded figures came up the sides of her bed and all in a row. And then this one guy came at the foot and he rose up and he was the taller, like these were little dwarfy guys, you know, and then this big tall thing, hooded figure came up and then it came down on her and like suffocating. And that scared her. So I knew that story. Okay. Nobody else knew that story. She told me, you know, it's weird stuff all the time going on, you know. So that happened to her in that bedroom. So years, decades later, I was talking to my niece and she said, you know, when my mom rented my parents' home. And she said, I was there and a weird thing happened to me. And then she goes to tell me she went to sleep one night or she was laying in bed one night and these figures came up on the side of the bed. And I'm sitting there going, oh gosh. And then she said, then this big tall one came up and I was like, okay. And she said, she talked to stuff all the time. So she did a mistake and said, hey guys, you know, because she was a little scared. She said, you want to get up on the bed with me? So the little ones got up on the bed with her and the tall went and she couldn't breathe. Oh. I could not breathe. I was so scared. And I said, I've heard this before. And I said, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Those things were still in the house. You know, we didn't know about clearing the house or doing any of that thing. But the full figures, I mean, we're talking at least, I don't know, 10, 15 years, a dozen years in difference in time. And those things came up and they were in the same. And I said, was that the back bedroom? And she said, yes. And I was like, yep, same bedroom. So something's living in there. And that's a true story. And they weren't talking. They did, you know, and I said, you need to talk to each other because this is real. This happened. And that was really, Cheryl knows that house. And she says it gave me the creeps. It was, it was. Oh, Larissa said my mom had a group of the black hooded men that were 2 feet tall. Yes. What is that? It was just like really crazy. And I think they really scare people. And my niece has psychic ability. So she was alarmed. Even though she had talked to entities when she was a little girl, she was very alarmed with this. And so we're thinking they are in the dark part of
Right.
stuff. Yeah, definitely. But that was a really freaky thing. And I went back a couple of years ago, and the people that bought the house let me go in, and it was just like really happy, and I felt very cleared, and they renovated it. The woman was wonderful. She didn't have anything happen, though I didn't really want to say, hey, has any of these hooded figures showed up in your living room? And but yeah, oh, that was an amazing story. This isn't actually on my we have plenty of time. It's not really on my thing, but the interesting thing that happened when people don't tell each other and they find out later. I have another story in my family. So we were living in Claremont, California. Look, guys, I was 2 years old. I don't, I was a really little girl. And my two sisters, older sisters, are like 8 and 9 years older. They had beds in a room, and my baby brother died, and he was, born premature. So that night, my mom was in bed, and she woke up, and a baby cried, and she saw a lit cross go up from the foot of her bed up to the ceiling and through the ceiling. She knew that her baby died. Aww. And I know. And then that night, my two sisters woke up, and they never told this story to one another because they just couldn't. But they didn't know each other saw what happened. So the door was open in the bedroom, and there was a light, and this woman with the beautiful woman with the robe, which we would probably think was, Mother Mary or something. She was there, and she was holding a baby, and she had this beautiful light around her. They told me, because they told me separately years later. And she said, "Don't worry. I have your brother, and I'm taking him to heaven, and I'm going to take care of him." And then she disappeared. And in the morning, of course, they got the call and knew that he had died. They were a little bit afraid, and they never told anyone. And so when I got into all the psychic stuff, and I'm all grown up in all this, one sister tells me the story, and I go, "That's amazing." And then I'm like talking to the other sister, and I said, "This is amazing, this happened." And they go, "Oh, I never told anybody that." They didn't know that each other experienced that.
Oh, wow.
I know. And so that was like, they were like in their 40s when they found out that they had both saw this beautiful lady with the light holding the baby. I was like, that is just like crazy. It's crazy. I'm just looking at what Bernice is saying. The light keeps them at bay, the hooded figures. A candle or TV screen or bathroom light. They don't like light. You know what I use, Bernice, a lot in my book, Protective Magic. If you need it, Bernice, I'll just PM me. I found sage is really great to get rid of a lot of the dark entities, the Gumbies and the Scrabblies, which are going to be in our new book. They kind of just dissipate. They kind of like just go away. And my friend from Iran, he turned me on to wild rue seeds. It's a Persian spice that you can wrap it in like foil and light it. And he said it's so strong. And we've used that to clear a house. But there's lots of ways you can clear a house. But boy, I'm not having those hooded things. And another show, when we have time, I will tell you all this I'll tell you one thing tonight. All the crazy stuff that was happening in my house until I warded it. That was just like, oh, your video's glitching. Is anybody else's glitching? Is it her device? So, okay. That was amazing. Okay. You want a ghost story?
Yes.
You want a ghost story? Okay. This is a
Yeah.
really good one. My family, we all have all kinds. Cheryl, you know about this one. Cheryl has no problems. Okay, Larissa's going to be back. Okay. Maybe she can reboot or something like that. I hope. You guys, my family was living in North San Diego County and kind of an older home. Okay. And the rent was very inexpensive and in this neighborhood. And Jackie's here. I hope we can pull you in, Jackie. Should we try to? Or should I tell my story? Andy, I'll tell the story and you can try to pull her in.
Okay.
We'll see. We're not going to lose the feed, are we?
No.
You can invite her?
Yeah, I'm going to private message her the link.
Okay. Jackie, you're going to get a link and see if we can get you in here. So let me go on with this incredible story. This is so cool, guys. So in this old house, they found at night the heat would be up on high. You know, the thermostat would be turned up and be so hot. And they get up and say, who did this? Turn it down. And it was like every night, hotter than heck. Now, they had a small child in the house that even on a chair couldn't get the latch on the front door, yet the latch would be open and she would be down the street gone. And strangers would be walking along saying, does this child belong to anyone? And they didn't know why their child was getting out and who was unlatching the door during the day and who was turning the thermostat up at night. One day they were entertaining some people in the middle of the house. And back then they had you guys remember CB radios, maybe some of you do. And that was the room that they did that in. It was kind of nice remodeled room. So what happened was there was two people in there and the person was looking at the lady and looked down and there was her small child grabbing the lady's skirt to pull the skirt. And she yelled out for the child to stop that. And the child disappeared. And she was like, what? Solid child. It was a little girl, solid. She knew what she said. This is what she looked like. This was her clothes. This was her shoes, everything. And that was it. She went around to the neighbors and said, what happened in this house? What happened? Tell us what's going on. And they said, oh, the little section in the middle of the house that burned down. And tragically, a little 3-year-old girl was killed.
Oh, wow.
It was hot. Let me out. Get it? She's letting her out to run. And it was hot. And so they moved. They moved out. And yes, it is a good story, Cheryl. It's a true story, happened in my family, and it was just amazing, amazing story. And the interesting thing was the family didn't have a lot of money, the neighbor said, probably rather poor, yet the little girl was wearing brand new clothes and patent leather shoes. And when we pass, we can look whatever age, yeah. I'm going back. You're going back. Yeah. And we can, why not have clothes we always wanted? So it's totally amazing. Amazing story. So can we get Jackie on board?
I think we can. I just sent her a link.
Jackie, can you accept it?
Okay.
Everybody manifest Jackie. And I don't know. Did she have to go in the lobby? We're new with this, guys. Okay, we're going to try to get Jackie back in. I can't wait to be able to bring you guys in and you guys tell us your stories. That'd be awesome. I'll tell you about the flying, something that flew in my house.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, this is good.
You have to hear it again. Yeah. So, okay, guys. before I got into protective magic and things were, like spirits could come in, when you start dabbling, guys, it's going to, she's logged in, Andy, you're going to have spirits just wander in your house and stuff. And they want to talk to you. They want to do stuff. Well, I was sitting on the couch with my husband and I was babysitting our neighbor's little boy. And my husband absolutely does not believe anything. And he sees stuff, he just still doesn't believe it, right? So there was a remote control across the living room on the top of the TV. Now, you guys, this is the remote control. What's it going to do? What does science say it's going to do? Right? Boom. And the remote control came off the TV and went to a diagonal, floated through the air, and went down to the carpet and landed at his toes. And then I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he goes, well, that was weird. Yeah, do you understand now? No. And I said, no, you went to college. That is what happens. And it went just like this and down across the room, guys. So that was freaking crazy. But my house did all kinds of stuff. Before it was warded, I would have the 3 giant bam, bam, bam at 3 a.m. I grew up thinking that midnight was the bewitching hour. Didn't you, Andy? What did you think was the bewitching hour?
I did too.
I thought it was midnight. What did we get that from? Bewitched or some shows or, some old movies? And what happened is I got into this. People started talking about 3 a.m. And I'm like, what's 3 a.m.? The high psychic hour when they all are doing stuff. And that's probably what happened. I mean, get bam, bam, bam. And, big giant, like people had a box of books and they just let it go. And the second story, bam, we go up there, nothing's going on. So we just lived with it. And finally, being woke up at 3 a.m., I had enough. I yelled at them and I said, you will not wake me up at 3 a.m. anymore. I need to sleep. And they stopped until I had to get up. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. and I had to set an alarm to make sure I got up at 7:30. And so I said out loud, I'm going to set the alarm for 7:30 and get up at 7:30. But in my head, I went, give me 10 more minutes. So I set it for 7:40. And in the morning, I heard a very polite, not this big crashing thing, a very polite 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was like, and I ran and I went, oh, and I turned and looked at the clock and I go, 7:30. And I go, oh, I didn't tell you I was giving me 10 more minutes. But they were waking me up because the alarm didn't go off. So it's crazy, but it's true. It's, it's all true. It's nut stuff. And we can't get Jackie in or what's going on?
No. She saw the link, but
she said she's in.
She's not in the lobby. So.
And we're not. Oh, gosh, Jackie, what's going on? Where are you? Say something. Jackie, save Jackie. Jackie is going to be a moderator for us on our Wednesday shows on YouTube. And she is a graduate from broadcasting school, and we're just like so lucky to have her and so excited for her to.
She's here. She's here.
Okay, where is she? Do I get to see her?
Yep. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi. So I was having a little difficulties with my phone. It did not want to log in.
Oh, well, we missed you. You had a little bit of work you had to do.
Yeah, huh? I literally just got in the door like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, I need to hurry up and get on this. I told her I would.
We're
So
so excited to have you join us and your great experience to help us with this new venture. YouTube is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, fun filled time. I can't wait. I can't wait.
yeah,
So,
I'm excited
yay!
for that for you guys and get everybody to know you guys and experience all the amazing readings and stories and all the learning behind, manifesting. And I know I've talked to you the last few weeks about manifesting and how I literally ordered my own journal so I can do that. So
Right. Well, you know me and Andy, we have the book, Many Ways of Manifesting, and it's truly amazing. And it works, guys. And I teach it to people, and they've gotten amazing things, huge amounts of money, and private jet. Got to be on a private jet and meet celebrities, all kinds of stuff. So it really is a fabulous thing and helps you through life.
it really it does, and I enjoy it too to see the small. You don't see changes right away, but I've noticed small changes that are going on now that I'm like, wait a minute, I used to never do this before. So
Well,
it's true, guys. It really does help.
it does.
And I'd
So,
like to add to that, this is kind of a throwback to maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I didn't even know I was manifesting, and it was on Friday the 13th back in 2010. So this is kind of cool. And I manifested for a trip on the radio, and I had to be caller 106, had to have all these codes. I had to listen all week long. And then I won it again the following year, a year and a day after I won the last time. So, which is pretty cool because if you didn't win, I mean, if you won within the year, then you weren't eligible, but I made it by one day. So
oh
this
my
stuff
That is
works. Yeah.
What'd you win?
crazy.
What'd you win?
I won a free trip to LA and then a free trip to Las Vegas for two people, airfare paid and hotel. So it was amazing. Yeah.
But can you imagine if it would have been a day off, you wouldn't have been eligible?
Oh, I did this at work. I was at work. I was
Oh
like,
my
yeah. So,
God.
Those
yeah.
angels were looking out for you on that day. They're like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, make them wait one extra day.
Oh,
Right.
that's
So,
amazing. Oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
Sandy says, hi, Jackie.
Oh, hi, Sandy. It's our next door neighbor. She throws some really awesome parties that
Oh,
I but I get to miss them because I'm always working. I need to attend more of those parties.
oh my goodness. Just got to go on a Wednesday.
Wednesday or Thursdays, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you experience some fun times when you've gone to ghost hunting there?
So I've actually have two pretty decent short stories. One's actually in Long Beach when we went to the Queen Mary for Mom's birthday. Hi, Mom.
oh,
I
I
know
want
you're
to
watching.
go. I want to go.
We're gonna have to make a family trip. But so the first one was at the Queen Mary. It was right before clearly before we moved to Georgia. But they said that there was a little girl named Jackie that had drowned. I think it was like in the third floor pool, and that she liked to mess with people. And what I remember that day, I was like talking to myself in my head, because I find it funny if Dad, I hate to point you out on this, but my dad likes to be like, show us that you're here. So I normally go, in my head, talk to them like, if you're here, let me feel your presence, or do something that's going to catch me off guard that I'm going to know you're here. And I started getting a really bad migraine. And once we got back up to the top, my migraine kind of went away. And they were
mm,
showing us the like school classes that they had for all the little kids. And I was like randomly going, I'm going to take a picture of this class. It's really neat. And later that night we went to dinner and I was going through my pictures to see if I, caught anything. In that picture in the classroom, I saw feet and tall socks that had like the fringes on it and the bottom of a dress. And I was like, it was that little girl. She was showing me that she was there. Like that was her energy that was getting at me. And I just remember kept telling her, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to provoke you. I just want to know that you're here. So that was one of the most crazy stories that I have, that I got to witness that and also have the picture. I'm gonna have to look and see if I still have it. Now, a few years ago, we went to this place called Roswell. It's very haunted. Mom knows all about this. She was there that day with me. And we were walking through a graveyard, and I remember our tour guide going, yeah, the people, that have passed over like to tug on hair or pull your clothes. And I was walking down a few steps, and I felt somebody just like pull my hair. And I remember I turned around and was like, Mom, did you pull my hair? She probably was 3 feet behind me. And she's like, no, did you like pull at my shirt? And I was like, no, clearly not. I was in front of you. And she's like, they're messing with us. They know we're gifted. They're messing with us. They just want to tell us that they're here and they're going to mess with us. So I've experienced little things here and there, but nothing overly crazy. But to the point where I'm like, some of the people are coming around that are like, yeah, I don't know if I believe it. And I'm sitting there going, if only you knew that they really are messing with everybody. So
when I go out ghost hunting, I put my hair all the way up in a scrunchie and everything, because they will, my hair is that long, guys. And they will play with it. They like to touch, and one of the last times I was doing a ghost tour, two people that were wanted to experience something, a little skeptic, we were exiting and going over some graves, and they were both grabbed and touched. And they're like, we got touched, but they were happy. They weren't.
Yeah.
But one time when we had an angry guy that we were trying to deal with, very angry, and I was away from the crowd because I do the protection for everybody, right? Somebody was keeping me busy over there, and I needed to catch up with the group. Before I could, there was a lady with a cane, and it's because, graves are not level. They're uneven, right? And there was a couple behind her and people in front of her, and then the angry guy was further on, and something came up behind her and pushed her, and she went forward, and luckily she didn't go down. But she said something grabbed her and pushed her, and the people behind said they saw it. And that was like, that's a no. So if you get your little hair pulled, that's fun. That's a little hi, I'm here. Anybody smack you down, you smack back.
We had something similar to that in high school at my great grandfather's house out on the farm. My cousin and my younger brother, and we ended up. Well, it was an abandoned house, and it was only used for storage. But we were like, okay, let's go camp out there. So we go and camp out, and it did have electricity hooked up to it, which I was surprised. But then we're like, doing what, I don't know, 15-year-olds do, and you're drinking and smoking and all this stuff, what boys do. Anyways, we were upstairs, and all of a sudden we heard this, and this is an old house from probably the late 1800s, old farmhouse. So it had the wooden floors and the creaky stairs and the handrails and everything, and we could hear a boom, boom, kind of like, I don't know if you can hear this. It was really loud, so you could hear the footsteps going up the stairs, and we're like, that's not a raccoon. We were freaked out, so we ended up running downstairs, going out the front door, and as soon as we almost hit the front door, something pushed my cousin Steve from the back and pushed him out.
Yeah.
And
wow.
left the lights on in the house. We go back to my grandma's house down the road, and she says, "You boys, you need to get back over there. The lights are on," because you could see it through the fields. And we're like, "No, Grandma, it's haunted." And we're like, "No." Yeah, that scared us. I mean, it for somebody that age, we had never experienced anything.
Oh, Andy, if that happened to you now, you'd have your flashlight like Scooby-Doo. You'd be
yeah,
there.
right.
Show me. For sure. Hey, Andy, are you game? Bree says we need to read the energy in our home. Can we do that real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm set up here, and I'm going to take some cards, Bree. So something going on, and let's see if we can contact. Can you see Bree's name? Okay.
Let's see here.
I'm trying to see the comments too really quick.
What's going on in her house? Okay, I'm going to take some cards. I'm connected to her now.
Oh, there we go.
We just want to make sure that, who is it good? Okay. Anybody has questions that you want us to look at, please go ahead and write them in the comments. We can look at subjects or certain things. Okay. All right. Bree, you have magnified fears. Bring them down. I have a woman there. She's got a big personality. She might be a little stern type of woman, but big personality. She's always right. She was always right. Okay. She's kind of like me. I'm totally getting, Bree, that you have magnified fears crossing you in energy. So you need just to bring it. So I don't want you to worry about her. She'd be easy enough to ask to move on if you want, but I feel okay about it. I feel like she thinks that you're very talented or you have a lot of skills, okay? And she's like, you save your money. Save your money. Okay, let me think. Yeah, just don't jump to any conclusions with anything in your house. There's a woman. I got a woman there. I feel okay. I don't get anything bad. I think if there's anything that's not right, is that, just don't be fearful and bring it down to where it should be. I'm getting not supported in something. Let me think. I think she wants to make sure that you're supported in something that you're doing. Okay. And again, she wants you to watch your money. Watch your money. I don't think she's going to do anything. I just, I think she's just kind of hanging out. But she was and I'm looking at Stern. I think she just was a big personality. Okay. Andy, did you get any connection to this woman?
I agree with her. With you, Debbie, about her. I feel that she is, because I feel, Bree, that you're a very successful woman. So energy to me attracts like energy in this case. And what I'm feeling about her is like she was very, she either had her own business or she was very, capable. So that's what I'm getting with her, and not a negative energy at all. Almost like she's kind of bossy a little bit.
Yes.
And yeah, so.
Yeah, don't jump to any conclusions about it and just bring it down. This lady has a big personality, and she's very opinionated, and she she tends to think she's always right, and she probably is. She's a really smart cookie, but she just happens to be there. She's interested in whatever work that you're doing. She's an ally, not anything bad. Okay, so you can talk to her, or if you want her to go, tell her to go. Bree says, I was sleeping with Brooklyn in a room. I thought Brooklyn was standing next to me on the side of the bed, but I was so sleepy, I just said, go to bed, Brooklyn. Ha ha. I turned over. Brooklyn was sleeping next to me. Just give her the lady a name. She's saying you're going in you're healing. You're like on a healing journey, Bree. You're going in the right direction. This is a great card saying whatever it was, you're going in a good place now. She's fine. And if anything, she's got such a strong energy that she'd be very protective for Brooklyn and for you. But she's very connected to you, Bree, okay? So this is what I have. Does anybody else have anything? Angel.
Angel's got something here. She was wondering if her grandpa Otto Cook has any messages for her.
Okay. We're going to connect to that. You can talk, Jackie, while we're connecting.
Oh, I was going to say, was it 2 weeks ago? I know you did a reading for my mom, and it was my great-grandmother, my mom's grandmother, that was giving Aunt Debbie a hard time with the reading. So it's always great when you get a message from a loved one that's constantly looking out for you, So I know I can...
The funny thing was I kept seeing trips for everybody, and you guys didn't tell me you were coming out.
It was that's how we know you're real. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm going to connect. So, Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go. Do you have anything, Andy?
I do. My feeling and my perception is that I show him as the King of Wands. So he's coming up. He's a very visionary man, Angel. So he had a lot of... feels like he had a lot of ideas that he wanted to put into action when he was alive. He also inspired you as a creative person. So what I'm getting is in your spiritual journey that you're on, you're getting a lot from his influence. So if that makes sense to you, it's like he's influenced you to go in the right direction. And you get lots of motivation with his guidance. So he's kind of, to me, he feels like a spirit guide. There is also, there's some grief and sorrow with his passing as well. So it was a painful separation between you two. So just know that he's there guiding you.
He is. He's giving her messages. Very much a mentor. What I'm getting, Angel, I've got actually a warning coming up too here. I do feel like he's telling you that some money's going to come that's connected to you, okay? He says to be careful, I feel like something's going to be concealed from you. I feel like he's saying, making sure no one's going to take anything from you, that you know about everything that's going on, like somebody might be not wanting you to know something. So I feel like there's a warning here for you. He's on guard. He's on guard, and I get the stress card. So I feel like on guard and watching. And so something definitely like somebody might be doing something behind your back or something, make sure that nobody's taking anything from you, type of thing. But I think that he says to be watchful. Okay. I get the Hangman card. So I feel like a strong bond with this man. Totally past life, has been together for a long time. He's showing me two men. So I get the strong King of Swords, a strong personality guy with a justice theme and kind of maybe physical, okay? And then I get this very nice man here, also here. So I don't know where they come in because this is a real short reading here, but this person is very kind and loyal and devoted and very loving down here. So something's going on, but I want you to watch out and be watchful, because totally like telling, she's got to be watching. Watch out that nobody's doing anything. I don't know if you get that, Andy, but I could watch out nobody's doing anything type of thing. I get you crossed with the talent card, which to me is getting emotional joy and success through something that you do, and it might be on your mind. This is crossing a temporary energy. Though I feel like there may have been an unexpected thing that just came out of the blue, okay? But I do get somebody, I don't know if you have someone in spirit, a female that had a money theme or something like that, but I do feel like there's another spirit there, but a female, okay? So he's telling you to be watching out, okay? I definitely, that is what's going on. Just be watchful. Make sure nobody is doing anything to you or taking anything from you or anything like that, okay? That's what I have. So, always good to get warnings, guys.
Yeah.
And I do it in a lot of business readings. It's really amazing where there's office stuff going on. And I say, hey, you better be careful because somebody's trying to get your job or this or that or the other. And they always come back a month or 2 months later that says, Debbie, you were right. They were all against me, or that person was trying to get my job, or the person got the job, or the person got found out. And it just always comes out. It's just amazing how that goes. Oh, my goodness. Look at the time. Who wanted hell money? You got to say, send me money in the comments. Private message me your address, and I will send you money that you can send to heaven, even though it's not. So, you want to give a prize away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Jackie.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't say the number. You think of a number from 1 to 100, including 1 or 100. And everybody start putting a number down in the comments. And Andy, you can time it like, I don't know, 20 seconds. Let's see some numbers flowing. Let's see some numbers. Okay, there's a couple numbers. I'll start where I said something. Let's see.
I know I just saw 2 people say, send me money.
Good.
I got 37, 5, 39.
Anybody else?
97.
Oh, yeah, they're coming in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whoever wins, we're really good at this. Go ahead, Andy.
A few more seconds left for numbers. It looks like we're getting most of you in here, posting them.
Oh, great.
We got a few right
and
here.
Then in just a few seconds, Jackie will say who the winner is. And then you will private message me on Psychic Fix's fan page. And I'll tell you some of the stuff that I have. I've got bracelets and necklaces and books and charms and hell money. And you can pick what you want and I'll send it to you. Please be in the United States.
Please be in the United States.
Okay, Jackie, who's our winner?
Alrighty, so nobody picked the number that I chose. The closest one was Brandy. She got 14. It's Friday the 13th, guys. Nobody guessed the 13th.
Oh,
that was perfect. Everybody would have said that. Usually people say 7
somebody would have said it. One person, but no, Brandy was the closest on here with 14.
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Brandy. You're the closest.
I did not get to tell all of my ghost stories, but we can do that another time.
We'll have to
But
do it again.
What?
We'll have to do it again. The
Of
ghost
course.
stories.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we've got a million of them, don't we? I think that we need to keep it at around an hour. Now, do keep looking at Psychic Fix's fan page, because we just might do a show on Wednesday on YouTube, and we'll be sending, spamming you with links. And please go ahead and share when we're live, so that all your friends and family can be involved in it. We really appreciate that. And Bree wants some hell money. And so watch out for that. But we, or all of us, or some of us, will be here on Friday for another really fun time, nonetheless, and doing the readings and telling our stories and stuff. Andy, it's your turn.
Yeah, I want to thank every one of you. You know, without having our fans and our audience and our family and friends and the people that love and support us, you know, we could be on here talking to each other, but we want to share our experiences with everybody. And Jackie, it's great to meet you. Debbie talks about you quite a bit, and I'm just excited to work with you. And Debbie, thank you.
Okay, you know what we have to do, Andy? This is going to be our signature thing. Ready?
Oh.
You've got to take us through it, everybody. Take us through it. How do we say goodbye?
Oh, okay. This is how you do it.
I'm going to embarrass you.
Okay. I'm going to make sure it fits on the screen here, so I got to put my arm in front of my face.
Okay.
Okay, so it's elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, wipe a tear, blow a kiss.
I like that.
It's like...
All right, you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to sign off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I will talk to you in private messages if you won, or if you are getting hell money. Okay. Good night.
Night, guys.
Thanks, Andy. Bye, Jack. Love you.
Bye. Love
Bye.
you too. Bye.